Hello everyone, in this lesson I'm going to show you how I created this simple Excel form with a launch button that automatically bring up my form, and it also has data validation that if you try to enter or duplicate, it actually reject. So follow me, enjoy the lesson. Thank you. Welcome back guys. So let's create a simple data entry form in Excel that will of course enable us to enter our data, because sometimes when you are working with Excel you may need to enter some data manually, and that is when the Excel form becomes very useful. Now for example, when you look at this student information, I want to continue to enter this data manually. I can either come here and say 105 as the student number and goes to the next column, goes to the next column, goes to the next column, and then the final column. But that's not efficient enough. What you can do is that you can create a simple form for data entry, which is actually very simple. Now to do that, to add your form, because your form is actually not in the ribbon, what you can do is that you can actually search for it from the search bar and put in, once you say form, and then your form is actually visible. Or if you don't want to do that, you can actually go to the quick access toolbar, that is customize the quick access toolbar, this icon, click on it, and then go to more command, and then from the popular command, the form is not in the popular command, so you go to all command. Go to all command. When it goes to all command, then you can search for the form. So this is the form. Click on it, click on add, and then click on OK, and that should give it to you. Or you can go to command not in the ribbon, and then you also search for the form. It is also in this location. This is the form. You can add it and click on OK, and that is when you have your form. Now once you do that, your form will be visible just like mine on the quick access toolbar, and anytime you want to use it, you can simply click on it and then it will become active. Now for you to activate your form, you can convert your data to a table. It will work with it, or you can simply leave it like this. It also work also. So what I have to do is that just on your header, just click on your header, any column in your header, just click on it and click on your form, and then that should actually come up. Or we don't want to do that, let me delete this. We don't want to do that, you can actually highlight the entire header of your table and then click also on the form. It will come up also. Now from what we have here, let's actually go through some of the details. Now click on new. You can enter new details. For example, you can say 105, the new student ID, the country of origin, and then once you say new, the data is automatically populated, or you can just press on your enter. That is what the new does. It gives you new record. And then delete, you can actually delete any of this data from your form. I will show us that. Restore the previous, find previous. If you click on it, it goes to the previous data that you enter and it brings it up. If you go to find next, for example, previous 104, it goes to find it, it's actually take you to the next data on your data set. And then the criteria is used for as a search engine. You can use for search within your data set. For example, if I click on this and I enter, let's say a student ID, let's say 103, and I say find previous, is actually find the details and return the details of such a student for you. So this criteria is can actually use it to search within your data. It doesn't matter the largeness of your data, and then you can close with this. You can close your form. And also one useful thing about the form is that it ought to also respect data validation. For example, let's add the data validation to this column, our student column. Now if you want to add the data validation, I'll simply highlight this column down to the last, I want to add a data validation that will prevent duplicate entry in that particular column. So, and the form also respect that. So I'll simply go to my data to add a data validation. I'll say data validation. Now from the settings, from the highlighted column, whatever you enter in this column, the setting is allowed. That's not what I want to do. So in this case, I want to customize with a formula, and then I'll enter a formula that will prevent duplicate entry in this particular column, because I want my student ID to be a unique values. I don't want duplicates. Now to add the data validation, what I will do is that I have first of all highlighted this range of cells, and then I will now say equals to count if, and then I'll open my bracket, and then I'll highlighted the cells, the range of cells, and then I'll fix it to make it an absolute value. I'll put on my comma, and then I'll pick the first cell in that array once again, and I will close, and then I will enter my less than equals to 1, and then I will click on OK, just like that. Now when you come here and try to enter something that is already here, a duplicate file, for example, let's say 103, and then you have this error alert message that this value does not match the data validation restriction. Also, like I said, that the form also respect data validation. So if we come here and go to our form and we try to enter, let's say new, and try to enter in the student ID, let's say 102, the country, then if you say enter, and then you have this error alert message that because this is a duplicate value, that is not allowed. So the form also respects data validation restrictions. And one thing you can do to make it even more easier is that you can even have you can create a simple macro that will launch your form for you. Now for example, once I have my cursor within the header of my form and I click on the form, it actually pop up. But if I don't have my cursor, let's say I have my cursor here and I click on the form, we have an error message. The form is not activated. Now you can record a macro that can actually help you to launch your form. For example, this is what I will do. I will simply go to my developer, and then I'll click on record macro, and then I can name it to, let's say launch form. That's the name I want to give to it, and then I'll simply click on OK. Now my macro has started. Now within my macro, I will simply click on the form, and then I will close, and then I will stop recording the macro, and then I will go to developer. Once again, I am there. I click on insert. I have this button that says form control, and then let's have the button in this place, and then launch. I will simply put it. I'll click on OK. Let me edit the text. Now let me have it as a launch form, and then I have it this way. So once I click here, automatically launch my form. Doesn't matter where my cursor is, even if it's here, it click and then it launch my form. So since we have done this, we have to save this workbook now as a macro enabled workbook. To do that, simply say Ctrl S, and then this will pop up, and then to save it as a macro enabled workbook, because we have actually added a macro, you click on no, and then you have all this, and then you just find a place where you want to save it, and then you save it as a Excel macro enabled workbook or document. I have it on my document, and then I will click on save, and that is actually all. So anytime I just come to my workbook, I want to enter new details, I simply have to click on the form, and then it is actually active and responding. Thank you very much. If you have learned anything in this video, kindly comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.